This Coast to Coast Entertainment Network program is brought to you by Beside Me Bracelets. Our bracelets are handmade for any occasion. Use the promo code Coast to Coast for 15% off. Visit their website at besideme.com. Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry. With 24-hour shopping available, use the code 160920 and show her some love, like she showed us. Reaper Apparel Company, a commitment to live your most authentic way every single day. Visit reaperapparelco.com for more information and a look at all of their apparel offerings. And by Good Day Embroidery, your local source for custom embroidery, screen printing, and more. Log on to gooddayembroidery.com for more information.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to a brand new episode of Entertainment Hour. Of course, I'm James Gonzalez. Beside me, of course, is Chris Mabry, and down there we have Dragon Viper, Randy. I'm holding these sunglasses, and I was trying to think of that guy on CSI. I think his name was David Caruso. He'd always say something witty and take off his He would say something witty and take off his glasses and finish it. I've always wanted to do that. But anyway, welcome to another edition. How is everyone? How about Randy?
I'm doing good. I'm away from home, so I'm doing this on my phone. Hopefully, I don't get too much of a delay doing this. But hey, what's live if things don't mess up once in a while?
On location is Randy, and that's dedication. Crispy Bacon, how are you?
I am doing good. Back for another episode. It's been a, somber week in the entertainment world. But I think we have one more person joining us.
All right. It's always a mystery guest that I love to
course.
see. Oh, boy.
Of course.
It's going to be a back and forth affair with Big B in the house. How are you?
I'm good. There's no back and forth affair. It's always a fourth because Dragon Viper doesn't know how to come back.
Oh, boy. Get your popcorn ready. You can find Brandon, of course, on Rankum on, what was that, Tuesday mornings, Wednesday mornings?
Tuesdays or Wednesdays. It's just been working out. It's been Wednesday recently, so.
Flip-flap. It goes back and forth Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yeah, that's a better back and forth than between me and Randy. So.
Oh, boy. Look out Sundays as well for, you can find these two between the ropes on Sundays, by the way. Wednesday, Sports Minute. Thursday, you got On Deck with me and Chris, and among others. And, of course, you're here with Entertainment Hour. Now, Chris alluded to this, and we'll start the show off with this. We've had some celebrity folks pass away, and it's been just a whirlwind of emotions this last week or so. You take a look at the most recent one. You go Bob Newhart, Lou Dobbs, Richard Simmons, Shannon Doherty, Dr. Ruth showed you some things back in the day, among others. And let's kick it over to Dragon Viper for more on all the information on these folks.
All right, so I didn't get Lou. I didn't know about Lou Dobbs' time, but I did get Bob Newhart, Shannon Doherty, however you pronounce her name, because I'm terrible at it. Dr. Ruth and Richard Simmons. And, before I continue, I have to say this is really weird because just last week I had mentioned that his birthday was last week. Mm-hmm. And I had said that his birthday was that day. And then the very next day he passed away. So I thought that was kind of weird. Yes.
Wow.
I thought that was really, it was really weird. I had just mentioned that it was his birthday that day or the very next day, and then all of a sudden the very next day, that Saturday he passed away. So I wanted to bring that up. But anyway, so we have Bob Newhart. who died on the 18th, which was yesterday. He was 94 years old. He died from short illness. They weren't exactly specifying on what the illness is, but he did have a short illness. The main thing that I remember him in was Bob Newhart show. And I guess he was very popular back in the, I believe 60s and 70s. And then we have Shannon. She died on the 13th, 53 years old, for having breast cancer. She was known for being on Beverly Hills 90210, as well as one of my favorite shows, Charmed.
That's right.
I know that she was very hard to get along with Alyssa Milano because especially for creativity, but I guess they buried the hatchet at some point in life, and so she, Alyssa Milano felt bad for all the things she did say about her. And then moving on, Dr. Ruth died last week on the 12th. She was 96 years old. They didn't state a cause of why. And when it was mentioned, she did certain things. She was a sex therapist. I'm just gonna come out and say it. So I'm just short answer with what she did and she was famous for. So I'm just gonna stick with that.
Very good.
And then you have Richard Simmons, who died on the 13th. Again, like I mentioned last week, he was 76, and it's labeled under natural causes, but it's under investigation of how he did pass away. So, and then of course everybody knows that Richard Simmons was one of the people on commercials and TV talking about exercising and weight loss and things like that before he ended up going into retirement and staying out of the spotlight. So anyway, there's what I have on them.
So what I was thinking, everybody take one person and talk about him. So for me, I'll start off with Richard Simmons. So of course I remember him, doing all those VHS, tapes, and he's on all these shows and movies, special appearances out of nowhere. Always the same energy. Always the same type of person. Sweating with the Oldies was the big thing. He had his own show, with his name. Just a cultural phenomenon. Best-selling author. I think shaped a lot of people's lives. No pun intended there. But he was amazing. Just like he wore the same outfit every time you saw him, that sparkly one piece or whatever it was. I didn't know about this, but he grew up in New Orleans in the French Quarter, and you couldn't tell with his voice. He was out there, and that was for sure. Legend and icon. And the funny thing I found out, he was an overweight child and an overweight young adult. And somehow he got into the thick of things. He weighed nearly 270 pounds when he graduated in high school in the 60s. But then he started to work out in the 70s, and it went on from there. Moved to LA in 73 and just started his own exercise studio, and it went on from there in Beverly Hills. And that's where he started to get very, very popular. So that was just out of nowhere because
When we brought
and
him
one
up
thing
the day before.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that. One thing I saw about the possible cause of death, there's no idea right now, but he announced earlier this year on Facebook he was diagnosed with skin cancer after seeing a dermatologist about a strange-looking bump underneath his right eye. And I guess it went on from there, and it's just so unfortunate. But he was still going in his 70s. So it's just amazing to think about how great he was. Let's put the pressure on Big B. Who do you want to talk about?
Man, like you guys said, there was so much, and I'm not going to talk about Dr. Ruth, but I got to say, I might be the only one, but I thought she passed away a few years ago. So
no, same thing.
Yeah, so I thought
did
she passed
too.
away. When I saw the news, I had to Google it because I'm like, well, this is old news. But I'm gonna go with Shannon Doherty. Grew up watching her on Beverly Hills 90210. I did watch Charmed. I thought Charmed was overrated, but I watched it because of her and Alyssa Milano. I mean, it was a pretty good
because I
show.
liked it.
But no, I mean, a lot of bad things came out about Doherty and how a lot of people couldn't handle her behind the scenes. But I don't recall her in much more beyond those two shows. I mean, but growing up and watching Beverly Hills 90210, she was the sex appeal along with Tori Spelling and Jenny. And then, of course, a couple other girls down the road. But that was kind of shocking to see that she passed away at a young age. I mean, I know 53, you got is up there, but for us older guys, myself, I mean, that's still kind of young. But yeah, this whole week since I think the 12th, was it the 12th that Duvall passed away last week?
Oh yeah, last week. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it was the 11th.
11.
It was the 11th. I mean, yeah. So in a span of 4 days, I mean, we had how many celebrities pass away, and so it was a tough world for that. And then on top of that, you had Kobe Bryant's dad pass away in that mix there. So, but yeah, I think for me, I mean, Richard Simmons, is a hard one just because I grew up watching him, like James. But I think Shannon Doherty for me would be number one. That was a hard one to swallow when I saw that news.
I remember Doherty. She would be in those like teen movies in the 2000s, just like as a, an aunt or a mom or an older sister, and she would, explain things that happened back then, pretty much. Chris, let's go to you. Talk about one of the folks that we lost.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Bob Newhart. I didn't really see him on his top shows or anything, but I do remember him having one guest appearance. Maybe it was more, but I can't remember. I know at least one on Big Bang Theory.
Really?
He had a guest role. Yeah, I think it was in the beginning. One of the earlier seasons, but he had a guest role on there, and I think he had multiple recurring roles, and he'll be missed. He's very funny. He also did the I don't know what year, but the All-Star Celebrity softball game.
I'm trying to remember. I think he was in an episode of the 70s show. I really want to say he did, and maybe hosted a game show here and there. I want to say.
Well, and then of course he was Papa Elf in the movie Elf.
Yeah, he was.
I didn't know. I forgot about that.
Yeah,
and then of course in the 70s he was on a lot of games. I don't know if he ever hosted one, but I know he was in quite a few of them. Yeah.
Okay, Dragon Viper, close us out. Talk about someone.
Dr. Ruth.
Yeah, see, that's the thing, is the fact that I knew an idea of what she did, but I never, I was too young to actually watch, or listen to her stuff. But it's like I said, she was a sex therapist, and I mean, she helped couples, with, any kind of problem that they had when it came to, the bedroom. I mean, what else am I going to say that's appropriate on this air? So, anyway, but yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that.
I would only hear her in like certain songs, and then she'd be on certain shows. Like I remember her. I think there was a clip 2 weeks ago. she was on the Arsenio Hall show, and I was thinking to myself, that's a weird mix having her on that show, but she was on there and she was explaining stuff on late night television that probably she got away with that you can't do now, of course. So that was interesting.
Well, and you mentioned about her name being in songs. I mean, there's one song or one singer named Young MC, and he actually had her name in one of his songs. So that was back in the early '90s. But
What's the
yeah,
move?
so Bust a Move. So I mean, you did have her name out there in songs and other things, but yeah, that's all I could say about her, honestly.
Yeah, it's again, it's been a wild week, and we just hope no more of these happen. We got to bubble wrap people that we love. For me, it'd be Stevie Wonder. All those folks are getting up there in age, and we just got to hope they stay alive. So rest in peace to all those we've lost recently and throughout the year. Throughout the year has been just a wild amount of people. It's been wild. Unfortunately, we'll move on. And Dragon Viper, there was no Taylor Swift stories, but
Thank God.
I might have done one better. Kim Kardashian. And that's someone I don't think we've talked about on the show ever.
There's a reason
that I haven't been here. Yeah. She, according to sources, wanted to die after a finger injury, the left bone sticking out.
That's ridiculous.
Oh.
So she shared the details of a gruesome injury that she received that made her want to die. I think there's a Fresh Prince episode where a valley girl or a rich girl saying that it just made me want to die. And it was these little nuisance that would happen. Anyway, she detailed how her finger was in such a way more painful than childbirth. You can't even describe the pain, but your whole body goes into shock. She took a visit to a doctor's office where 2 fingers on her left hand were noticeably bandaged up. This kind of sounds like a Dr. Ruth episode here, but she suffered the next incredibly painful injury. She had an accident involving the big sliding door to her bathroom, which is probably 3 acres. Because the door had no latch, she usually stops it with her hand or gets her butler to do it. But she pulled it. Now, here's the part that's crazy. She pulled it real hard, and while she was distracted telling her 8-year-old son, Saint, he couldn't have a late night snack of chips, and then the door went boom and ran into her hand. She looked to her hand and fell to the ground in pain and drama. That's the best acting she's done since that one tape.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's graphic images out there revealing the bit of bone sticking out of the tip of her middle finger. I think we all wish we could give her a finger. While her index and ring fingers were bruised. She froze and didn't scream. That's the first time she didn't scream. But she could only help. She could only mouth the word help as she grabbed the table and got on her knees. That isn't the last time she got on her knees. And all she saw was blood. And her bone was sticking out a little bit. She wanted to die. A floating piece of her bone was on the x-ray, and she, according to sources, fainted. And she allegedly dodged a bullet because her finger didn't need to be amputated. Guys, we've all had finger injuries for certain causes. This is up there with, pretty odd ones. I'll start with Dragon Viper. What did you think when I put this into the stories?
I don't know. I didn't feel bad for her because she's gotta live reality. She's living in this dream world. She's a rich woman. She thinks nothing can happen to her. And so all of a sudden something finally happened to her, and now she feels like she wants to die because of it. I'm sorry, I've had broken bones. My pinky has been split in half. And I think she now, she kind of ended up getting what, is real. And with her having that happen to her finger, I mean, she wants to die. That's pretty sad, because that just means she's way too pompous and way too spoiled to think that anything was going to happen to her. So, that's my thoughts. I think maybe she got a wake up call that something could happen to her, and it did.
By the way, I just read this saying that her nail might not grow back on this. Oh, my bad. This finger here. Whoopsie daisy. This finger here.
No.
I've done that before on camera. So yeah. So if you see Kim Kardashian, she might be wearing gloves the next time you see her, because that nail right there on that finger right here may not come back, but she could have lost all of this. Big B, what did you think about this story?
I mean, any type of injury, sucks. Did she make a big scene out of it? Possibly. I mean, everybody's pain tolerance is also different. So maybe to her it felt like the end of the world. To some it might have just felt like a little prick or something. I mean, Dragon Viper probably would have cried and ran into the corner.
Oh, whatever. I didn't cry when I split my finger in two. Okay.
So I mean, I'm the injury wise, I feel bad for her, but being a celebrity and coming out and saying all that stuff. I mean, I hate to just say buck up, but because I don't know what the injury felt like, but we didn't know all that stuff. I mean, again, sorry that she almost lost her fingernail. I mean, hey, she most likely will go somewhere and get one painted on or something, so it looks like nothing serious. But I mean, injuries do suck, and everybody has a different pain tolerance.
Well, she probably can't use that finger for certain things.
Well, and that's what I kind of giggled at, Dave, because you enunciated the finger injury very well. Because some people probably would have slurred that, and it would have sounded totally different, something for four bros or the bro code. So,
yeah.
Hopefully, someone isn't watching that. We all know. Crispy Bacon, what did you think about this wild story that Kim wanted to die after a finger injury?
That's totally going overboard with an injury like that. But like Big B said, people's pain tolerance, it's different. I've seen people, like on TV or something, they see an injury like that where a foot's twisted and you see the bone sticking out and all that. I'd probably pass out too, but everybody's different, and maybe she's just going a little too overboard with the reaction.
Definitely. So let's get to.
Hold on, before we move on. Sorry, James. I just have two words. I just have two words for that. Over dramatic.
Yeah, that's very true. Let's get to the next topic in the news segment here. So, hopefully, I'll put these words together. I'll say it quick. Dick Van Dyke, 98 years of age. He's still going after all these years. And he cannot figure out the secret to longevity, but he says one thing is key. He doesn't diet, and he hits the gym 3 times a week at 98 years of age. We remember his show back in the 60s. He's done other things, Mary Poppins, among a lot of other roles. He won't say it's a direct spoon full of sugar or his love to laugh that keeps him so sharp. He can't admit his positive mindset is an essential ingredient in his recipe for success and longevity. Thinks about attitude. He's always looked well. I mean, at 98, it's amazing to think. He's going to turn 99, by the way, in December. He's often tried to think, what did he do to live this long? And he can't figure it out. The exercising is there, of course, and he can still move pretty well. He stayed skinny, and that helps definitely as well there. In June, I've seen him on a red carpet for the Carol Burnett hand and footprint ceremony in Hollywood there. And it's just amazing to think. He previously had a beautiful young wife, half his age to take care of me. That'll keep you awake, won't it? He had nearly 5 decades difference to his wife there. And he basically said, and they said, it's not a problem, the age barrier difference. They were friends for a long time, so that kind of helped him. And I see a picture right now, and it's wild to think that they're 46 years apart, Arlene Silver and Dick Van Dyke. I didn't even know that. But it's amazing to think that he's been around this long. And it's almost like Brandon mentioned, might have thought he already passed away, but he's still going. Let's start off with Dragon Viper. Are you shocked that he still looks this way at 98 going on 99?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you look at a lot of celebrities and people, all around, and to still look like he does is incredible. I mean, I remember watching him on an episode of Sabrina the Teenage Witch when he guest starred on there, and I mean, he to go from that to looking like he does now, really not much of a change. He still looks young. So I'm kind of wondering if he didn't lie on his birth certificate or his parents did or something. But yeah, I think he looks really good for, almost 99 years old.
How about you, Chris? What do you think is the longevity to a long life like Van Dyke has had?
I've seen different things from different people, whether it be like regular people on the news or celebrities. They're like, oh, I drink Dr. Pepper once a week, or I do this and I do that. And I think everybody has that one thing, and I think to him it's probably going to the gym when he can. But hey, he's doing really good. I'm sure everybody wants to know his secret per se, but I'm sure that's the secret for him. And I know for others it's going to change.
Yeah, it's amazing to think just how long he's been around, Brandon. What do you think is the secret to longevity for a long life?
Maybe some people are right with the old saying that laughter is the cure for a lot of things, and maybe just him being who he is a guy who has stuck around. I mean, Betty White lived to be short of 100. Price is Right. Bob Barker. A lot of these comedians are up there in age. Maybe it is kind of true that laughter is, the healing medicine at all. I mean, just looking at his list of movies, I didn't watch many of them, but he definitely was a funny guy in the movies I did see. I think it will be, knock on wood, when that day comes. I think it'll be a very sad day for my generation that grew up watching him. Best to him. I hope he has many, many years left. But yeah, just to see some pictures of him and see how he looks. He's definitely aging very, very nicely for his age. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's a real shocker. So before we get to the reels of the week, Chris, and I'll let you get that all set up. We'll start with Shannon Daughtery, I think, in a scene from 90210, I want to say. I believe it was. But this is a new segment we brought on, Brandon. You know, we're having reels, and it's almost like what do you call it? Like kicking it on Thursdays.
Yeah.
Like kicking it.
Yeah, I took that idea basically. Chris, I don't know if you have one. If
Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time somebody on this show stole an idea from another show.
Oh,
I know.
no.
I have Rankum. I took a little bit of that, definitely.
No.
Just because, hey, there was not enough news going around, and
I know. I'm
care about fashion. I don't think we all care about fashion. All right, so this reel here, and we were talking about Shannon Daughtery, and this is her very, very young. And if we could play that with volume, we will check that out.
Somebody got some agent feedback. Maybe it's me.
Okay, here it is.
Do you really think I'm punk? Well, that's outrageous. I mean, it's not as cool as New Wave, but it's a lot better than Preteen. Do you really think I'm punk? Well, that's outrageous. I mean, it's not as cool as New Wave, but it's a lot better than Preteen.
I don't think that's from Beverly Hills 90210. I don't recall that. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I think it was from before. If you have it, Chris, let me know if you find it in the comments there, and we can move on to the next one.
Yeah, I didn't watch Beverly Hills 90210, so I wouldn't know.
See, you don't watch anything good, so.
Yeah, right. I watch a lot of good things.
The back of your eyelids.
I'm not Dave, so it couldn't be me.
There we go. I was hoping I didn't get any feedback. Is there any more feedback?
No, I don't hear nothing now.
Okay.
I think it was 90210.
That just looks like her, but younger, and I'd never seen her look like that before as well.
I don't.
It's almost
Where did that clip come from?
I know it's from Instagram. But that's all I can really tell you.
Okay.
Chris, we could just move on to the next one while I find it. It's one of my favorite movies, if it's the next one I'm thinking of, from Grown Ups. Yes, and this scene, I just love this scene because it has all the SNL guys there.
Yeah.
And it's just cool. When you have friends like that, you can, rag on and bag on, and yeah, go ahead, play it whenever you want.
What does that mean? You're fat? No, not for a B cup now. Hey, nice ears. You get the NFL package on those? How'd you brought the mother this time? Oh, that's a good one. Wow, it's like shaking hands with an eagle. I'll see you later. You. Hey. 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 Grow up, will you? Oh, look at him now. Where's Saskatchewan? Yeah, I don't know. Lifeguard at the whole pool. Hold your breath, honey. Hold your breath, honey. no cell phones.
Absolutely love
no
that.
cell phones, and I'm out of here.
Absolutely
Hey,
love
what's
that.
up, buddy?
By the way, I looked it up, and the Shannon Doherty scene right there, that movie, it's from, Girls Just Want to Have Fun. So
Okay.
if you want to see her,
Okay.
and there's also another movie called Heathers that has her as a younger version of herself, I guess. You want to check that out. Chris, let's move on to the next one. Trying to remember what it was too. That's the fun part about trying to figure it out. Oh yes. So this is from Cube Your Enthusiasm. I rarely watched the show, but I know it was in its last season, and it's just the problem that sometimes we all have going to friends' houses. So whenever you can get that, we'll get that going. Larry David, always witty, and of course, rest in peace to Richard Lewis. He's also in this scene as well. By the way,
Here it is.
That. Really good.
What is this, tap?
Yes, it is.
No filter?
No filter, tap water.
Huh, interesting. Surprised you don't have a filter.
You have no filter. It's quite obvious.
That's true. That's a
You
good
just
thing.
say whatever comes into your mind.
Yeah.
You don't really modulate your
Yeah.
inner feelings at all. I'll
Yeah,
tell you.
it's a good thing for me, but it's a bad thing for water.
Excuse me. I smell something burning.
LD, goldfish would commit suicide in this water.
I never get my potatoes like that. Really good.
What is this, tap?
all right, Chris, we'll get to the next one. It's actually my favorite movie of all time, but man, Larry David, he has these zingers that are just amazing, and he's just a writing genius, definitely.
Yeah, good one-liner.
Yeah, just amazing. So this is my favorite movie of all time and one of my favorite scenes of all time. Of course, this is Coming to America, and Eddie Murphy and John Amos as the manager of McDowell's. Not McDonald's, but McDowell's.
Okay.
Mr. McDowell.
What is it?
Sir, I was wondering, did you happen to catch the professional football contest on television last night?
No, I didn't.
Oh, it was most exhilarating. The Giants of New York took on the Packers of Green Bay. And in the end, the Giants triumphed by kicking an oblong ball made of pigskin to a big H. It was a most ripping victory.
Son, I'm just going to tell you this one time.
Yes, sir.
You want to keep working here. Stay off the drugs.
Yes.
You know, I just, that is one of my, again, my favorite movies, or the favorite movie for me. And there's also a scene in there, and Chris, you can get to the next one whenever, but where they're showing him and his brother around, and he literally has the mop bucket, but he didn't take the mop out, and he's just rolling the mop bucket around and around because he's never worked a day in his life. It was just amazing. Okay, so this happened, I believe,
That's
on
not
Monday
his brother.
in the movie, right?
No, that's his like servant butler.
That's right, Semi. Duh.
Yeah, Semi.
I'm all over the place. But yeah, Monday this happened. Now, usually national anthems are done pretty well.
Do we have to play this?
And I
know,
really
right?
haven't seen all of it or most of it. But since the next topic will be about baseball movies, let's get into a little bit of baseball. And let's judge how this went.
-4. But here.
Well, I'll give it a number after. Yes.
Broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streamed. and the rocket's red glare,
Ooh.
the bombs bursting air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there.
Ooh.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Oh my goodness gracious. Definitely give it 2 thumbs down, and written by Francis Scott Offkey, as Charlie Steiner once said. Chris, what would you rate this national anthem?
Very bad. Negative. Over negative 10. I don't know.
How about you,
was
Big
pretty
B?
bad.
When you heard this, it just must have been just the worst.
Yeah, if you guys watch Rank 'em, this was one of our last categories that we did. We find a list, and this was the list I pulled up. And this was actually a few days after, I think it was on the 16th that we found the list on when we did our show. And this actually came in 4th out of the top 12 worst anthems.
Fourth?
Yeah, 4th. Yeah, this was bad.
Second.
Roseanne Barr to me is still
Oh,
the
yeah.
worst, but this is definitely right there, 1A, 1B. And I give Randy a lot of crap, but I think Randy could probably have done a better job with humming it than singing. So.
Oh yeah,
And-
absolutely.
And, where was Carl Lewis's on your Rankum?
Carl Lewis actually was number 1. It was Carl Lewis 1, Roseanne 2. I'm trying to think who was 3, and then this one was 4.
And the
Okay.
Rockets. Red Glare!
Yeah.
Uh-oh. I love that soundbite.
Yeah.
How about you, Randy? Is this the worst you've ever heard?
Oh, absolutely! It is the worst I've ever heard. I'd rather hear cats falling off of a building. It's that bad.
That was just about the same, I'd imagine.
Who would rather? Well, here I actually found the list that we did.
All right.
So it was on the 16th. Jesse McCarthy's was 12 in 2009 at NASCAR. Kerry Hilson, 2010, Star Spangled Banner at the NBA Lakers Hawks game. Christina Aguilera was at 10 in 2011 at the Super Bowl, I believe this was. R. Kelly had one in 2005. He was number 9. He tried to do a more of like a Marvin Gaye style. And butchered. Steven Tyler at number 8 on 2001 and 2012 was pretty bad, I guess. Aaron Neville, Aretha Franklin, Dr. John on 2006 was a bad one for the Super Bowl, and they're crediting it more or less for Dr. John's part in it, I guess.
What an odd mix.
Yeah, Scott Stratt in 2005 was number 6 at a NASCAR race. Michael Bolton in 2003
Really?
hit the top 5. Yeah, they didn't really say why. And then, of course, number 4 was that one right there. And then I guess a day later, she admitted she was drunk.
Yeah.
Fergie was number 3 in 2018.
Oh, I forgot all about her. Yep.
Yeah, at All-Star Weekend, and then of course Roseanne Barr in 1990, and then no, I'm sorry, Carl Lewis was not on the list. It was Kate DeLuna in 2008. Because that's one thing me and Tim talked about is that Carl Lewis wasn't on there, and that was at a Dallas Cowboys game. So, that was probably the best thing in that game was the national anthem.
Yeah, the Carl Lewis one, I can remember it was the Bulls and the Nets back in, I think, 92, I want to say. And, yeah, that just shocked the hell out of me when I heard that. All right, let's see. Randy, do you have our celebrity birthday list? And we'll try to guess them all.
Yes, I do.
Take it away, sir.
All right, so we have Jared Padalecki from Supernatural. He's Sam Winchester. I don't know if anybody watches Supernatural or not, but anyway, he's 42 today. And then we have the guitarist from Queen, Brian May.
Wow, he's got to be like
he's got to be up there. 75.
What's the ages?
75.
77.
Oh, we were close.
And then one of the, in my opinion, one of the worst WWE wrestlers ever out there. He just left WWE. Jinder Mahal.
Never heard of him.
Jinder Mahal, he's what? 30? No, he's 34.
Nope.
Oh.
45.
Nope. 38.
Oh, okay.
And then another WWE wrestler, Karrion Kross.
All you
Karrion Kross has got to be early 30. That
he is that. What was that, Chris?
32.
Not even close. He's 39.
Wow, really?
Wow.
And then we have, and I just happened to run across this, but NBA's Stephen Curry's daughter, Riley Curry.
12.
Yep.
13. Oh.
She turned 12 today. And then I have John Bones Jones.
Probably 41.
40.
He is actually 37.
Damn
it. Then we have, I don't know if anybody ever saw the show Even Stevens.
Okay.
I did a long time ago.
Okay, the character who played Beans, Stephen Anthony Lawrence.
Got all
30, 35. No idea.
34.
Chris got it. 34.
Just like me.
And then I did a few for tomorrow.
You would.
Huh?
You would.
And then tomorrow I have 3 here. The first one is Bruce Willis's daughter, Scout.
Okay.
27.
20.
No. She'll be 33 tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
Then, this guy had passed away in 2009, but I know everybody's got to know it. He's from commercials from OxyClean.
Oh, yeah.
Billy Mays.
He would have been
50.
61.
50.
You're close. He would have been 65.
Underage. Hi, Billy Mays here.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that.
I mean, I don't usually do people who are already passed, but I have to do it. And then The last one, Chris will know this one, and Brandon will know this one. But former WWE wrestler Adam Rose.
Oh, the Rosebuds. Oh,
And
I think he's in his mid-30s. I think.
Yeah. I'm gonna say 30.
No, actually, 45.
Wow. Wow. You know, I got a question for you guys. You know, we do birthdays on Rankum quite a bit. Do you guys consider YouTube stars or TikTok stars celebrities?
I don't.
Ooh. No.
No.
Okay.
No, I even do like sports stars or singers or actors.
Unless they're like Logan Paul, who has a YouTube, but he's
what?
started out there.
I can't say on the air what I want to say about Logan Paul, so I'm just gonna shut my
All right, since Big B is here, we'll do our 10 or less rank of our favorite baseball movies. I'll go first. So with me, it's all three major leagues into one. League of Their Own, Rookie of the Year, Little Big League, The Sandlot. Give me Angels in the Outfield. See how many of that? 6 or 7 right there. Bull Durham, of course. Moneyball, and I'll go with the last one. I hate Fever Pitch. I don't like that movie.
Is Fever Pitch really a baseball movie, though?
Yeah, it is.
I don't know. That. I mean, I know it's a baseball movie, but I would not.
I think it is because it goes through the whole season.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I just don't. I would not classify it as in my ranking. And I like Fever Pitch. I think it's a funny movie. So.
I think the last one I'll probably just put Brewster's Millions. I'll go with that. Big B, since you're here from Rankum, what's your top 10 baseball movies?
So top 10. Oh God, this is kind of hard. Let's see. I'll go 1 through 10 because that would probably be a little bit easier. I gotta go Sandlot number 1. I love that movie. I watch it every year, at least once. Major League, the first one for sure is my number 2. I actually just watched Brewster's Millions the other day. I do love that movie. Number 3, For the Love of the Game.
Yeah,
I put that at number 4. God, I love Trouble with the Curve, but I just have a hard time putting that in there because it's kind of like Fever Pitch. It's not actually baseball movie. I mean, it's baseball type. Bull Durham at number 5, I believe that is. Sandlot up there. I got to go with Major League 3. I like that more than Major League 2.
I do too.
I'm trying to think. That's 7. The original Bad News Bears. I definitely like that one. I don't mind the remake with Billy Bob. That was actually pretty good. Per se. I know I'm missing one. What am I missing? Bull Durham. I know. Definitely Moneyball. I definitely like the behind the scenes stuff that they kind of do. And then I guess just thinking about it, I'll put Fever Pitch up there because I really do like that movie. I know there's a baseball movie I'm forgetting.
I know. I was having the same issues. I want to really put in the Jackie Robinson story, not 42, but the original.
Oh, okay.
I really like that one. Chris, how about you? What's your top 10 baseball movies?
Yeah, so my top 10 baseball movies. One would be Field of Dreams.
Oh,
Field of
duh.
Dreams. That's the one I'm
Sandlot.
missing. Field of Dreams.
2 is Sandlot. 3 would be Moneyball. 4 would be A League of Their Own. You also have Bull Durham in there. The First Major League. The Natural.
Oh.
8 Men Out.
Ooh.
The 2013 42. Bad News Bears. That's pretty much it.
All right, Dragon Viper. I'm interested in your list.
Let's see. Well, we've got The Sandlot. We have Angels in the Outfield.
Oh, missed that one.
Rookie of the Year.
Missed that one.
The Benchwarmers.
That was funny, but not top 10.
Bad News Bears with Billy Bob Thornton, not the old one.
Oh my God.
Then we have Basketball, and that is considered a baseball movie.
Sure.
You are, oh my God.
The Rookie.
Oh, yeah.
The Rookie's a good one. I do like that one.
A League of Their Own, and Major League.
Those are really, really good. There were some that shocked us. I don't think there was one we missed.
I missed Field of Dreams. Mr. Baseball we missed.
Oh, Mr. 3000.
Mr. 3000 was another good one that we missed.
I've never seen Field of Dreams, so.
What? Oh my God.
And I love Mr. 3000. I gotta have that one in my top 10. All right. So this may embarrass us, but our favorite Britney Spears songs. We have a top 10 list, and I'll go first to get rid of it. Toxic. I'm a Slave for You. 3, Give Me More, Oops, I Did Again, Baby One More Time, Scream and Shout, Circus, Womanizer, oh God, what's the other one? Crazy, Stronger, and then let me go with One More Time. Did I already say it? Yeah, Baby Hit Me One More Time. I already said that. One more, I guess. Let me go with Sometimes. Never mind. Yeah, Sometimes. Crispy Bacon, how about your list?
Yeah, you got Baby One More Time, Toxic, Oops, I Did It Again, Give Me More, Womanizer, Circus, Piece of Me, Every Time, I'm a Slave for You, and Stronger.
Now, Big B, it sounded like you had interest in this. How about your top 10 list?
Oh man, I'm just kind of looking through her CDs because I'm looking at the list because I don't have her CDs handy right now. But I mean, she's honestly, her younger stuff is way better than her newer stuff. Oops, I Did It Again, definitely one of my favorites. I'm trying to think here. Baby One More Time, You Drive Me Crazy. I'm just looking because some of the songs just aren't catching right now. Lucky's a pretty good one I like. Let's see. I'm just trying to catch because I haven't listened to Britney in a long time, but Toxic for sure. And I know there's one I'm missing, and I'm trying to think of the lyrics to kind of get there, but I mean, honestly, I don't think there's a song I've heard of hers that I would not stop playing or just listen to it once. I think I've listened to all her stuff over and over again. So,
did she ever sing a national anthem, I wonder?
I don't recall if she ever did.
Yeah, there's probably a reason why. Dragon Viper, how about your top 10 list?
My top 10, I would have to say Of course, the main thing that got her famous, Baby One More Time. And then Sometimes, Born to Make You Happy, From the Bottom of My Broken Heart, Email My Heart, Stronger, Don't Let Me Be the Last to Know, If You Seek Amy, Lucky, I Will Still Love You, and then I have a few honorable mentions, My Prerogative, 3, and Oops, I Did It Again.
All of those. Yeah, you had some. What do you call it? Some ones that we didn't have and I didn't have. That's for sure.
Well,
All right.
most of them were from, I want to say probably like 6 of them, 5 of them were from her first album. And then it went all over the place, but yeah.
So let's get to our top 10 favorite Billy Crystal movies. Now this was pretty tough, but then I realized, okay, some of them I really love watching as a kid. So for me, my favorite out of all of them is Forget Paris. He's an NBA referee. He has an estranged relationship, I think, with his wife. They're back and forth together. My Giant, where he represents, I think, a basketball player, and this dude was like 7'4", 7'5". So I got to watch that movie again. Of course, City Slickers 1 and 2, When Harry Met Sally. I want to see Running Scared. I haven't seen that with Gregory Hines, but I really do. Monsters Inc., of course. That's simple. There's Analyze This and Analyze That. After that, it's pretty tough. But I guess that's all I'll go with. I did like him on SNL. He was pretty funny there. But Dragon Viper, I'll start with you on this. What's your top 10 favorite Billy Crystal movies?
Well, I'm going to make this easy because of the fact that I really haven't seen any of Billy Crystal's movies except for, I've seen The Princess Bride. I know he was on that one.
Really?
Yeah, he was.
I didn't know that.
I'm drawing a blank of what he was on there, but he actually was. And then he was on an episode of Friends with Robin Williams. When they're in the cafe, they're arguing back and forth. But anyway, and he what was it? And then of course, the other movie I saw with him was Monsters Inc. Other than that, Billy, and then ended up he was that on Billy Crystal was that old guy with the weird hair on The Princess Bride.
Have to check that out next time.
He was. I'm looking at his list now. Miracle Matt. Princess Bride.
But anyway, back to my list. So I haven't really watched anything from Billy Crystal because I'm not a real big fan of his. But Princess Bride, Friends episode, and Monsters Inc.
And honorable mention of mine, I totally forgot it, but he directed the movie called 61. It was about the two New York Yankee hitters going for Babe Ruth's record. Really, really well done. The details in it. It was really, really good. All right, Crispy Bacon, I'll go with you.
Yeah. So I'm sure there's other movies you've probably seen. When Harry Met Sally.
Nope.
City Slickers. Analyze This. Princess Bride. Mr. Saturday Night. Monsters Inc. Forget Paris. Running Scared. Distracting Harry, I believe is. And Throw Mama from the Train.
Totally forgot about that one. Big B, what about you? Which Billy Crystal movies do you like?
I hate when I gotta admit that I kind of agree with Dragon Viper. But it's not that I don't like Billy Crystal. Maybe it's just, I don't know, his acting of the movies he's been in. I mean, he's been in some classic ones, and you guys named them all. So I haven't really sat down to a Billy Crystal movie like, oh, I can watch this over and go over again. Even though I have seen Cars, he was one of the Cars in that one.
Really?
Yeah, Mike. The voice of Mike I can't even
Wazanowski?
Yeah, Waba's something ski. I don't know what car it was, but Dragon Viper brought up the Friends episode. That was actually a pretty good episode that they were in. That was pretty funny of him and Robin Williams. Of course, Monsters Inc. Which I honestly didn't know he was the voice of until started looking at this list. The Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle, he was the mattress salesman. So I seen him in that. But yeah, I'm kind of with Dragon Viper, but I'm not against. I just he just hasn't caught me to be like, oh, I got to go see that movie that he's in. So.
All right, Chris, how did you want to do this trivia since we have three folks here? The first two?
What were you saying?
The first to two questions right wins?
You want to do three again?
Or yeah, we could do three. The first to three, or however many has the most. We could do that.
Okay.
All right. Who wants to go first?
Now, what is the genre of the
It's
trivia?
just all over the board.
Okay, involving entertainment.
Just movies.
Potpourri of
movies. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, it's not like a movie category per se.
Let Big B go first since he's here.
All right, I'll go first.
Uh-huh.
You're not first, you're last, like Dragon Viper.
Which is not the name of the child selected to tour the Willy Wonka chocolate factory?
I'm sorry, what was that? You kind of cut out. Maybe it's my internet.
Which is not the name of a child selected to tour the Wonka factory in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory?
Randy Cox.
Oh my
Billy
God.
Rat? Was it Billy Rat? Vakira Salt? Mike Tveit? Or Charlie Bucket?
Oh, God, I haven't seen Willy Wonka in a long time. I'm trying to think. Because you said it so easily, I'll say Charlie Bucket.
No.
Okay.
Who wants to steal?
Me.
Yeah, go ahead, Dragon.
What was the choices again?
You got Vakira Salt, Mike Tveit, or Billy Rat.
Billy.
That's correct.
Veronica, who was it? Veronica Salt?
Veruca.
Veruca, that's a 90s grunge band.
Okay.
Funny how they got the name from that.
Dragon Viper. Freddy Krueger wears a striped sweater that is which colors? Red and blue, orange and green, red and green, or orange and brown?
It's red and green. He's my favorite.
Dragon Viper has two.
Oh my God, Randy has a favorite.
Of course.
James.
Okay.
Who did the cat in the classic movie The Godfather belong to? Was it,
Go ahead.
No,
go ahead.
Francis Ford Coppola, Diane Keaton, Al Pacino, or or no one?
I know The Godfather's holding it. When he, tells someone to make an offer he can't refuse. I won't say Francis.
No.
Damn it.
You might want to steal.
I will. This is a guess because I've never actually seen the movie. I want to say no one.
I think this game is quick. Yeah, that's correct.
That's it.
Dragon Viper's got all three. You want me to continue on, or?
No, we're good with that. He's got it.
What?
All right. Again here. We'll get to our final thoughts here. Dragon Viper, what's yours?
I just want to thank everybody for watching and commenting. Unfortunately, the way my phone is doing this, I couldn't see the comments, but whoever did comment, I want to thank you for commenting, and I hope everybody has a good night and a good weekend.
All right. Crispy Bacon, how about you?
Yeah, thanks everyone for watching and tuning in. We'll be back Sunday between the ropes, and stay tuned for all our great shows on Coast to Coast.
All right, Big B.
Thanks for having me on, guys. I know I don't get on too much, but it's always great to get on. Keep checking us out, especially Tuesdays or Wednesday with CTC Rankum. We always have a blast on there, and always check us out. Especially again Thursday nights for Kicking It, even if it's for the last 10 minutes when Isaiah does a movie review, because it's the best part of that show.
Yeah, if you guys would do it when I can be on it again, that'd be great.
We already have one guy that doesn't know one.
Oh.
We'll get out of here on that. Thank you for watching Entertainment Hour, folks. We will see you next time. Take care, folks.